All right. Well, the casters are going to take it away here by looking at start here. We've got KSC 07. As Oscar said, this is do or die for KSC. They absolutely have to win this game to force a game 5. KSC bringing a Kremlin, a Montana, dual Salem, so they want all the heals, DM as well, and then 4 destroyers, 2 Darings of Marceau. And Raptor, here's your favorite ship, the Elbing.
we saw some people get good work out of the Elbing in our previous rounds, especially on this map, Zaf. I'll be curious
Raptor,
to
I can't hear
see.
you if you're saying so.
Oh, that's my fault. There we go. That's what I get for pushing the button on Discord. There it is. So yeah, we've seen previous teams take Elbing on this map onto that flank. Even do you remember watching one of the early Des Moines pushes over there obliterate to Elbing citadels at long range? Zaf, you recall that on this map?
Oh, yeah. I do.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's have a quick look over the 07 lineup as they spawn on the southern end here of Land of Fire in this critical game 4. They're bringing Ohio Kremlin, Des Moines, also double Salem. So that seems a little bit familiar. They've opted for double Marceau, Harugamo, and Zath of Vampire Deuce.
Well, I know how much you like the V Deuce as well.
Indeed, they're bringing the Deuce, baby. Frice here in the Vampire. Vampire is an excellent cap contester, essentially a tier 10 Haida with that crawling smoke and 5-kilometer long duration hydro. She's really good at pushing other destroyers out of cap. But of course, at tier 10, what's she vulnerable to? There's a lot of radar up here.
That's right.
Both teams going very, very light to the sea flank. A single destroyer, a single cruiser, a single battleship. If you, anything, I'd say 07 has a small advantage at B because they've brought in one of the Salems up there with Frice. Who is that? That's Elgar. Everybody else on their side of the map, that's Pieces, Eagles, Marceau, John's Des Moines, Peyton's Kremlin, all headed over to A. Pieces getting beat up early.
Yeah, I was just about to comment on that. He got detected early. Heading back now a little bit, but he's got Eagle Lance to back him up, and then we see John the Ruthless and Peyton's Kremlin as well. So we're having a bit of an equal split here. Although I'm seeing Man with an RX-7 in the Salem is a little bit farther back than Elgar's position
Well,
in Salem as well.
in my opinion, Zath, we're going to see something here that we've not yet seen in any of the games of this match. Up to this point, all of the games of this match, one team has gone for a push flank, the other team has gone for a kite flank, and they've just sort of worked out that they were the opposite flank for each team. So you had
That's
that
right.
counterclockwise or clockwise action. But here, Zath, in game 4 on Land of Fire, both of these teams have sent the majority of their firepower to the A cap. And
Uh-oh.
so I think we're going to see quite a bit of a rumble.
Yeah, speaking of Rumble, that's exactly what's happening over here at A. Pizza and Hitake coming under fire. I want to say Pizza won that trade, but
Dicey. Pieces. I say he wins it just because he pushes his opponent out of the cap, finds himself some nice cover in there, and is able to sneak
yeah.
in. 07, of course, already bagging C, already bagging B, and now they're about to be flipping A. So, we've seen 07 over the years play very map control heavy strategies. Very routinely would they take 3 destroyers, send one to each cap, and force an opponent to at least defend every capture area on the board. We're definitely, we're seeing more of that both out of both teams today with these 4 destroyer lineups they keep taking.
Well, at this map in particular, it's really hard to rotate between B and C, so it kind of makes sense that they want to make sure that they can do something and have input on each part of the map. As Eagle Lance now, he'll be
He's
okay.
fine. He's
Yeah,
fine.
he's fine.
A
Now
contested. Go ahead.
we got that Des Moines Iron Co-op now just rooted in A. It's going to be very hard for him to get out of there, but it's also going to be hard for '07 to get him out unless John the
Now,
Ruthless just kind of shows up with his Kremlin on the
I'll I'll
border.
I'll I'll tell you how they get Coop out, Zath.
Hmm.
They shove Peyton around the corner and punch him in the face. That's how they get
Well,
him out of there.
that's exactly what I'm saying, right? So it's up to KSC to prevent Peyton from doing just that.
Man with an RX-7 coming under sustained Marceau hate here as he brings his Salem very close up here to the B cap. Loops is daring unable to flip the B cap as the daring over at C. That's Aussie. He does manage to grab C at least.
Mm-hmm. Loops is in
As
a
a
position to
whole.
possibly smoke arc. No, he's just gonna leave him to get farmed.
Oh! RX-7 taking a Citadel from Marin at 22 kilometers.
And those
A
shells
little bit
had
of
an
daring
in-flight
smoke.
meal.
They did. More of them coming in. RX now getting some smoke, but these shells from Marin could end it if one of them lands true. It doesn't.
No.
Might have gotten an overpen, maybe.
Wow, that was close.
But RX isn't going to get much of a break. That's only daring smoke, and they're continuing to use, as you say, Zath, French radar.
Well, no, he's not French radar. He's under Frice's hydro. He has been
Oh, he
detected this
is.
entire time. That
Look at the
smoke.
vampire deuce. Look at that hydro.
That's
Yes,
right.
that 5-kilometer hydro.
That smoke has completely negated him.
RX-7 already on his way out the door here. More shells coming in. 840 HP. He must have already burned one of his fancy heals. He's taking shots, but it's really not going to matter in the end, and it doesn't.
There he goes.
Just that quickly, 07 up a ship here in Game 4. Well, we talked about, the majority of the firepower of both teams being at A, but certainly not all of the firepower of both teams being at A. And Marin's ability there to pop that spotter plane, loop shells in over the island, and then the double, the Harugamo Marceau firepower just punishing. Nobody can keep up ahead of that.
Right. Now we've got some more action over at A as John the Ruthless has gotten himself into A cap as well with the Harugumo backing him up.
All right, Zath, you're the KSC team leader. You are the caller. How do you salvage this?
We got to get the team to push through C somehow, some way, some form. So Shadow Wolfish's Montana needs to turn around. GM Schwartz's Salem, I would argue, needs to head south down the 10 line to get around that flank on the Salem. And the two of them together need to just roll up that flank somehow.
What do you think about A? Do you hold what you've got at A and just pray you keep trading well? Is that the thought process?
It's really hard to push a Des Moines like this. I don't like seeing the Kremlin, Dastard's Kremlin, and I am Koops's Des Moines both facing the same direction. I would have expected to see Dastard come around the other side and get the Des Moines from the rear. It's kind of like a textbook way that you get rid of a ship that's dug into an island. So
Well,
I
they're
really
on the
don't like
verge
that.
of they're on the verge of getting John off the board. He's under 7,000, burning and retreating, trying to get some space in there. He does manage to get out, though.
Right, there's no more firing arcs on John, so John can just sit there and heal up. He'll have a heal going in a minute or two. Time is on his side.
Yeah, he just burned a heal, so he's got to wait probably at least about 90 seconds or so.
That's what I'm talking about with sending the Des Moines or the Kremlin down the other side of the island. That would prevent John from feeling comfortable where he's at.
Luke's making a play for B here. Very bold, outnumbered.
Well, I kind of like this, though. I mean, he's got to make sure that 07 knows that he's there, right?
Yep. He's got to keep him honest, basically. His existence there, to some extent, keeps that flank honest.
Right. Not too much going on at C. It feels like KSC is just waiting for 07 to push, but
07 doesn't need to do anything. They have a ship lead. They're both taking up a cap. If you're 07, again, right now it's on KSC to make a play. They've got to do something to change the status quo, whatever it is. And right now, it looks like they're trying. Like if they can bag this kill on John, that's useful. There, he's just now starting to heal again.
Mm-hmm.
As Hitake's Marceau is kind of trying to creep up and get shells on him. Who was that firing from the other side? Was that Shadow Wolf? Shadow Wolfish's Montana, I think, just took a shot at him. But he is tucked in tight there.
Yeah, I'm very curious how they're going to try to make this work.
Dastard's moving up, Zath.
Well, and that's the right decision between him and
his guns turned. Well, he can't. I mean, the Harugamo is all in his business, all in his face, right? He can't hide. So at this point, it's all about this salvo. He needs to wait for this salvo, time it correctly, to make sure he gets shot off the board. And he does.
There it is.
Right through the bow, right big Citadel. He takes his second turret Out at pieces is Marceau. Risey loses
Oh.
sight of him. Does get a good full pin.
Yeah, not bad.
Now Dastard has to try and salvage the ship, or do you just keep pushing him south and maybe try to trade? Maybe try to. You can't now. Peyton's never going to let you get the ram. He's already kiting away.
Peyton's already changed courses, so
Yeah.
I don't think you can get in that way.
Dastard's going to take one of these torpedoes on the belt. He can't dodge it. Oh, he does!
Yeah,
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Fabulous ship handling from Dastard there, avoiding those torpedoes. 07's response, though, is to shove their other Marceau, that's Triarch, into the bottom end of C.
Now, that's exactly what needed to happen for KSC, though. They had to find a way to break out of A, and they have definitely done just that.
For the moment, but they really need to get Peyton off the board in order to make it stick. If Peyton survives and Dastard, even if both battleships die on this flank, that's a win for KSC.
Sure. I'll tell you what, though.
They have to get Peyton out.
I've played too many clan battles and heard too many people call, just kill the Kremlin and we're good. To know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. Just kill the Kremlin, like you were fixing a cup of coffee. No big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Dastard, one of the better battleship players in the game, though. He knows what he's up to here. He knows what he's about. Big HE salvo going in there on Peyton as Peyton starts to heal.
Right, and Dastard's going at, he's trying to heal back a little bit now.
Both Kremlins are healing now. Eagle Lance is basically just holding down his left mouse button, hoping to start a fire. As now Pieces Marceau gets in on the action. 07 does bag C. 8 minutes to play. 07 on about a 70-point lead here. KSC in a must-win game.
I mean, the number of times Peyton has dropped below 5,000 is just ridiculous. Dastard now
still alive. Peyton now on 2,000 and burning.
Oh my goodness.
Peyton's going out right here. Oh, that's a huge kill.
The key is he didn't get his shot off. I was expecting his salvo to kill Dastard right there.
That forces Eagle to smoke up and possibly stop firing. I don't know. He hadn't stopped firing for like 3 minutes, so I don't know if he'd stop now. Certainly he can continue to see Dastard through his own smoke.
He was probably told the same thing, just kill the Kremlin.
Well, they are finally going to get Dastard here, Zath, but that is actually a win for KSC. Getting Peyton off the board allows their cruisers to kind of wheel around and work the middle of the board now if they need to. It doesn't feel like it yet, but I still feel like that's a good trade for KSC. Okay, that's not. That's not. As Marin, oh my goodness, look at where Marin is.
Yep.
All the drama at A and 07 didn't give them any breaks. They've shoved Marin right up around, punched out the Salem. Now their ship lead remains.
That goes back to what I was talking about earlier. It felt like KSC was not willing to push at C. Instead, they were just saying, well, let's wait for them to push.
Well, that now feels like a mistake, doesn't it? As 07 has absolutely pushed.
Oh, yeah. Aussie Zeus now doing exactly what Eagle did, just holding down left mouse button and praying. Only difference is everybody else is shooting him.
Marin, he does land a fire, a midships fire there on Marin as the Montana salvo coming in on Marin. Couple of good pens in there. Not a bad salvo. Shadow Wolfish does have a significant health advantage here. If he can convert this kill, that's points KSC really, really needs. They're running out of time.
Yep. And meanwhile, Daring is going back in. Floops is going to try to get into B. The linchpin to this whole thing is Pieces of Pizza, though. He's at 3K health. He's effectively killed out of the battle. But more importantly, if KSC could find a way to find him and take him out,
they don't have anybody who can. Hatake's Marceau was the only ship that could catch him, and Pieces is not going to let that happen. Elgar's radar goes up now to try and push Floops out of the B cap. Here comes Triarch's main battery to help pitch in on that effort.
I'm really surprised that Floops allowed himself to just get spotted like that in the top and the middle open water. I thought he would have gone for an island for the safe play.
It is a little surprising because he's going to give up some health for basically no gain, right? He was never going to get this cap as long as the radar was available. As Shadow Wolfish does finally finish off Marin's Ohio, that evens the things on kills, but KSC still 150 points down with 5 minutes to play.
Oh yeah, but Shadow went from near full health Montana down to, what is that, about a quarter, 20%?
Yeah,
in no time flat.
Oh yeah, he had a notable health advantage, but 07's team, including Ocean Man Salem, by the way, look at his position. He's absolutely been making Shadow pay. Shadow taking a salvo now on is that the Salem he's shooting at? No, Triarch. He's shooting at the Marceau. Doesn't get much out of it. Maybe an overpen.
He does. Looks like he did break Treyarch's engine.
He got a hit, but I mean, he didn't get a big hit. 07 crossing 900 points. Definitely the danger zone. KSC can't afford to lose another ship here. But they've got to get onto a cap, as now they're going to bring co-ops. Coops Des Moines in, excuse me, bring him into B.
Yep. Although it seemed like he was a little hesitant to go in. Now he's there. I mean, he doesn't have any cross shots to worry about from battleships, right? So
no, both 07 battleships off the board.
There's no reason for him to really kind of, play it cautious over there.
KSC
Serpent,
basically
though,
has to push and get on all of these caps.
look at Serpent.
Serpent.
What happened there? How did he get detected?
Here?
He's
Why
gone.
is he still firing? He's going to take torpedoes. Oh, that's catastrophic. That is a kill that they cannot afford to. They can't afford to give up, because now 07 is going to win on the C. On doesn't matter the B. They can let him have B. 07 wins in seconds anyway.
That's right.
I have to assume that Serpent was out there trying to run down pieces of pizza, but in an Elbing, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I think he would have been far better suited looking for an angle on the Salem, on Elgar Salem. But the problem is he didn't have that because of what the destroyers were doing and kind of boxing him out. So that's good work by 07, making sure they could take him down. And that means 07 will advance to the finals.
Absolutely. So, having missed out on the North American finals last time, 07 will be revisiting that particular venue. They are one of the top two teams here on NA in this 3-1 win over KSC. They look really good today. That's really good today, Zath. I don't think I'd bet against these guys.
I mean, it's hard to bet against 07, of course, right? They've got that pedigree.
That's true. I learned that years ago. Don't do that.
But it is neat to see teams, trying to take wins off of them, go after them. I mean, KSC played this very hard. They did not make it easy for 07. It was the 3-0 sweep. So, hats off to them for making some things happen. Tournaments are always learning experiences. KSC will be back again in the next King of the Sea, but don't forget they're not out of it just yet.
I was just about to say, Zach, the format of this King of the Sea a little different, right? KSC not out of the tournament yet. They'll be dropping down to the losers bracket matches. They have a chance to see 07 again, potentially in tomorrow's grand final.
Right.
All right, well, let's go